Well, welcome all, and welcome Mr. Barry Peatling to the Barry Peatling Sports Show.
And welcome to you, Colin Sutcliffe, and all my interstate viewers and my overseas viewers. That we're going very global the last few weeks, Colin, all around the world now. I'm tuning into the Peatling videos all around the world, including Mexico. I'll tell you who's been tuning in the last couple of weeks later. But, we're global.
So just look at a couple of things.
Here's a very good action photo of Peatling up there in the Wimbledon League playing horse, and where I've got the ball, of course, with Panyip, and there's a horse and a fellow trying to grab me, but what did you say there? Gotcha. No, it's too late, Colin, too late. It
should be slippery, says Peatling.
Yeah, it should be, because I was too quick.
That old rup magic gets you in its spell.
And that was a pretty good action photo. And that was it. We used to have a Wimbledon Sports League program on TV, and BTV6 on Sunday mornings, and that photo used to come up for the Wimbledon League. It was on the BTV6 Channel 6 in Ballarat for 3 years, that photo, and that was right because it was a very good action photo.
Yeah, and they said at that particular game that the rough magic that Ian Morgan was a little bit quiet, a little bit wasteful.
I kicked about 4 goals at that, didn't I?
But Cole Wilson was doing all right. He was for Horsham.
Played for Melbourne.
Did he?
Yep. Good fella. He's still up in Horsham.
Okay.
Yep.
And where it all started was down here.
Back in the early 50s. This is my Rapanya football school photo, and someone gave that to me about 4 years ago. It's all colour.
And that's you there.
That's me there next to Kevin Cowan. I was best and fairest, leading goal kicker. And what else can you do?
Best and fairest leading goal kicker. Next to Barry Burke.
How many goals I kicked? I was 30.
Kevin Callender.
Kevin Callender's captain there. Yeah. Was it 35 goals?
Who's Lydio? Oh, you got 35 goals, yeah. Now, Lydio, which was far above Barry Burke's 19. Who's Lydio?
Well, they both
Ricky.
They were twins, those Ricky brothers. One there, and one on the end. Both on the end, they were twins, and they're very hard to tell apart too back in them days. One of them played for Richmond.
Oh, yeah.
There's about 5 players in that side played for Richmond.
Pabjoy.
Billy Pabjoy, he was a bit of a knockabout fella. He died about 20 years ago. That was a pretty good... We were unbeaten that year, weren't we? So Premiers and Champions?
Premiers and Champions. Premiers and Champions. The CBPSA Premiers and Champions.
We played against Xavier and St Bede's and De La Salle and all those...
Top schools.
Yeah, big schools. Too good for them.
Well, let's get into the game.
Yes, a big
Chelsea
game.
versus Langwarren.
Before we go any further, Langwarren's got to be the biggest ground in the world I've ever seen.
The biggest ground?
Biggest football ground I've ever seen.
In the universe?
Yep. I've been a lot of football grounds, Colin. It's the biggest. It's a good ground, but it's very, very big.
Bit wide and...
It's as wide as it is long. But it was
like a true oval.
It was a good surface, but you'd have to be pretty fit to play in those sort of games. And on those sort of grounds, if you're roading all day.
Well, talking about the ground, what was the conditions and crowd like?
The condition was pretty good. Pretty good, and the crowd was pretty good, because Langwarren, they're in the 5. But we...
top team?
Well, top 5. I mean, that's top 4, aren't they? But the first starter, we started all right as usual, Colin.
Let's get into the first 4.
We started very well, as a matter of fact. Jurisic kicked a couple early goals. I beg up one early goal, and of course Toddy Gardner, Bradley Clark and Daniel Arsman really started well, and 2-2 was put in. And Jesse O'Dell, who played a good game all day, Colin, he was in the back pocket and started very well.
Okay, so it had a good start.
Well, I suppose good for us. We kicked 2 goals 5 to 5 goals 8 at half time.
Right, so...
But the second half, the same old story, Colin.
We fell apart again.
They just started to take over. They kicked, I think they kicked 6 goals in the third quarter, but we just stopped running. I mean,
so what is it?
There's only about 3 or 4 players putting in for Chelsea at the moment. Full time. The rest.
So is it the coaching methods?
Coach is not going too flash. I can tell you. I'll tell you something about the coach later. But,
okay. Stay tuned, viewers.
But they would stop chasing, and we only kicked 4 goals after half time. We kicked 2 goals. A bit of improvement last week. We kicked 3 goals last week after half time. We kicked 4 because they were just blown us away in the last quarter. So
what was the final score then?
The final score, did I write that down?
I got it here.
16 something.
I got 17-15, 1-17 to Chelsea 7-5, 47.
That's right, yeah. That's right. I kicked 3 goals after half time.
So another, 12
goals.
12 goals, yeah.
Pathetic. Look, it's just, the football club is not functioning, mate, I tell you. It's just, It's a rattle, man.
Bit of a
It's a rattle.
Alright then, let's talk about the goal kickers, Barry.
The goal kickers, Matty Baxter kicked 3 very good goals. Had a good game, Matty Baxter. Rory Gregg kicked 2 goals.
Oh.
Hasn't kicked a goal for about 10 years. He kicked 2 in one day.
Been sitting at full back.
Well, he's been playing around the ground, playing centre half back and centre half forward. But Jurassic kicked 1 goal, and Daniel Arsman kicked the goal of the day.
Oh, well, there you go. Excellent. So, give us the group of best players then, Barry.
Best players be Bradley Clark, Rory Gregg, Toddy Gardner, Matty Baxter, Jesse O'Dell, Daniel Arsman and Jason Clark.
Alright, well, give us the votes. 1 vote.
1 vote to Bradley Clark for 4 quarters again.
2
votes
votes
to the new up-and-coming superstar Daniel Arsman.
Yeah, and 3 votes.
3 votes to number 7, number 4, what number is he? Number 7, yeah, Toddy Gardner, 3 votes.
Toddy Gardner.
28%.
What made him stand out?
Oh, he's just a good footballer. He just burrows in and out, gets back, gets up, jumps up, sets up a couple of goals and brings him game. Well played, Toddy.
We might also have to, the Best and Fairest is coming out soon, but we might have to give a Rising Star award as well.
The Rising Star, I'll give it to you now, Daniel Arsman.
Very good. So that's
superstar in the making, Colin.
no-brainer. Give us the highlights package then,
There's only
Barry.
1 highlight.
One highlight?
One highlight, and lucky to get that. This new under-18 player, Mizzy, I tell you what, he's only 17, but he's got a very senior head on his brain, a very senior brain, football brain.
Yeah.
Going to be a player. First time I've seen him.
Hmm.
Had a few on and off the ground, but he's well built and he's going to be a player. So we've got a couple of little bright lights in the future, these young fellas like the Arsmans and this fella, and of course we've got Bradley Clark and
Clark brothers,
and
Gardner.
Oh, the Gardner's here, and no, but he looks to me he's going to be a player, sure.
Oh, very good. So that's only that 1 highlight.
It's lucky to get that, Colin.
Now, so next week, who's playing next week
We're
then?
playing Mount Eliza. Mount Eliza, it's another road trip too.
Oh, another road trip. You have to get down the road, get
That's
down
another stupid ground
the
too.
bottom of the hill there.
Stupid ground.
Yeah.
Crazy ratbag set up where whoever designed that ground wants to be locked
It's
up.
like there's like an old abandoned train line there too, I think.
It's another big dip.
Yeah, Big Dip. The Big Dipper.
Yeah.
So you'll be there live, of
I'll
course,
be there.
live
Yeah.
and reporting on Mount Eliza.
They're not going too flash either. They just beat Pines.
Yeah, I've got the score here for you. I've been looking at the score on the old
I checked
telephone.
that today's
Pines, they just beat Pines by 15 points, so it should be a close-ish game.
Well, you give them a fright early in the season.
If we're coached well, Barry.
We have to put in the right positions and leave them on the ground for more than 3 minutes.
Now we've got some comments. Let's focus on the coaching of Chelsea.
I'll give it I might do that.
No, we're up to that point right now. Anything to say about the coach, Barry?
Well, I just said before that, I mean, last week there was a bit of a stupid example of having our good players off the ground, and we swear we're 10 goals in front. We had Toddy Gardner, Bradley Clark and Daniel Loves off the ground one stage last week. And today, and it's Saturday, it was really the same thing. Roy, you've got to leave the good players on the ground. We're not going too flash. Leave them on the ground for more than 3 minutes, for Christ's sake.
So the main issue here is that too many of the good players sitting on the bench, sitting on the pine.
Too often, that's right.
Too often.
Too often, you don't.
Too many interchanges as well?
Too many, if you're going to, look, there's about 3 or 4 players on Saturday, Colin, we're lucky to have 2 possessions, and they're still on the ground.
So is it trying just to give them more possessions?
What are you trying to do, Roy? I mean, you've got to, we're struggling to get good players on the ground, but when we get them on, he takes them off every 4 or 5 minutes.
So you're a bit confused about that? Well,
the good players have got to stay on the ground. Look, they train 6 months of the year, for God's sake. They're pretty fit. I mean, when Toddy Gardner comes off, you'd see he doesn't want to be off the ground. The same as Bradley Clark and Daniel Arsman. I mean, they are very, very good players. You leave them on the ground all day. The only time we want to bring them up is when they put a hand up while getting knocked out or something.
Yeah, okay. So it should be their choice.
Virtually.
Otherwise, they're sitting on the ground.
See, all these coaches, although the other fellow wasn't doing hardly any changes compared to us, the Langwarren fellow, but I just think we've got this little routine. We've got to have certain players got to come off of after 4 minutes, another 4 minutes. I mean, the game can change. You could be 6 goals behind. You leave them on the ground.
Yep.
Just use a bit of the old trams and training.
And also your top players, I mean, they'll put a guy on the top player, won't they? So if he's just sitting on, even if he's resting in the forward pocket, they'll still put a guy on him.
dead right. I mean, that's just that's why when I was a rover, we used to change. We never brought off the ground back in them days. When you signal to the other rover, right, bang, get back in the forward pocket and have a little bit of a spell. The same as the ruckman and the on ballers. It's crazy. I mean, it's been going on for too long, this stupid interchange stuff. They've got to, I don't know, smarten up.
Okay, Barry, we've got some statistics and some Cheerios for us.
Yes, the last few weeks, Colin, we had all these overseas viewers when I had doing the cricket, the big test cricket and all 1 days and that stuff. There's a few back on.
Still clicking on.
From the Indian people, the USA people, the United Kingdom, Indonesia, and the Mexicans are watching this football show.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabians. What do you get? Saudi Arabia.
The Saudis, yeah.
The Saudis, yeah. Canada and Yemen. Y-E-M-E.
You're pretty big in the Middle East.
That's up in Mount Everest, isn't it?
No, Yemen is on the near the Red Sea Peninsula.
Where's the nearest
Red Sea? Opposite is Egypt and
Egypt.
And
Ethiopia.
It's on the Middle East side of Africa.
While he's watching them are fighting these. They're not doing any fighting, are they?
That's right. I mean, you're single-handedly causing peace in the Middle East. Maybe you need to go to the Ukraine.
I better go to Ukraine. Yeah.
Get some newer videos.
I'll get my go and blow that fella's head off. That Putin, I tell you. I'd fix him up for $2, I tell you. And anyway, Annie and Carla and Lloyd and Jovan and Ariane and Jovan's a lot better now, Colin.
Good.
I've been pleased to hear that. And of course, PH, Shandy and Carlos. And how's that hernia going, PH? Is it getting any better?
Give us some input.
Any chance of getting that operation done smoothly? Give me a call, let me know what's going on, PH.
38,000 hits.
38,000 hits, and it's...
going strong. About 500-600 a week.
We had a big thing about 20,000 hits about 5 weeks ago, wasn't it? Or a month ago, or 3 days ago.
About the 204 videos, I think, about that.
204, but it was 20,000 hits about 4 weeks ago, Colin. It's 28,000. 38,000, beg your pardon.
It's going off it, but we don't know what's going on.
I hope you're enjoying all these videos overseas.
You've got hours and hours of videos on there.
Well, it's about 2 days, isn't it? 2 days.
Oh, more than that. More than
48
that.
hours?
More. It'd be up to 3 days now, I reckon.
Well, that's 3 days of video. Sit there in the 3 days and get a
3 days of
world
video.
record. But anyway, apart from that, that's all for me for today.
And that's goodbye from me.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
I try and make a fake lead or whatever to pull them out of space, so you're pushing back, like you create that area for someone else to run into. As you come back, you put blocks on, you need to be fucking working your ass off. Everyone needs to be working as a midfielder. Alright, we've been carrying on about it all year, fellas. Today's the day, a ground like this, you need to do it. You've got to bowl in, boys. Alright, across the back line, Jesse O'Dell, Osborne, and Matty Cotton. Just watch your targets, boys. Watch your skills coming out of the back line. It just makes it so hard when you're kicking off the back foot or you're turning the ball over, it's just going straight back. The opposition's coming straight back in your face. So you need to take a bit more care coming out of the back line. Even if you have to take a little bit more time, there's no real rush. Alright, just take more time. You've got numbers back, feed it back, even in play. Okay, Shaw, Jace Clark, Allard, just go to halfback Frank, Joe, Christian Harper, Toddy Gardner, and Travis Graham. Right, Hudson, Matty Baxter, Richard Drury, Arzi, and Clark. Just play up higher, you blokes. Okay, play a little bit higher, Raws down deep. So Raws, just make sure you're making a contest, mate. Right, where are you? Yeah, make sure you're making a contest. Right, don't let the ball get behind you, or if the player's on, maybe give him one over the back. Right, so make sure you communicate with him as the ball's coming in. Right, Jackson Arthur,
Jacko!
Just that sweeping behind and that coverage down deep, fantastic. Brad Clark and jumping on ball, Matty Smith. Right, Mitch Cairns, Joel, Fia and Nathan Harrington. Right, Fia, just where are you, mate? Just just try and overuse the footy or do too much again. Just get around him, fellas, and just get him to feed it off. First option, feed it off, bang, okay? It goes backwards, just buys that more time. You've got the strength, you get the ball in your hands, just make sure when you got it on top of it, right, just hang on to it. You work on that, right? Mate, that costs a goal out there, there's no question. You fucking other one, mate, get it back, okay? That's what we're talking about, fellas. Just listen to instructions, make sure we keep on switching. Let's keep working to that switch space, alright? So, fellas, it's first and foremost with the ground like this. Let's just fucking do it, okay? Right, skill areas what we're talking about. Sure, that one, you were just trying to go back into the wrong area, just off the back foot, right? Turn the ball over, it comes straight back and across the goal. Okay, same again. next one we don't do it again, right? You always want it as well. Make sure you keep playing up your bike, go back with purpose, 2 or 3 steps and make sure you hit your target. Take responsibility, everyone is, okay? Opposition point kick-ins, when they're kicking in down there, they're fucking real vulnerable fellas when we play on our man, don't we? When everyone picks up a man, they really struggle, they really hold it up, and it just holds the game right up, and they don't know what the